Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday. Because go across to our friends over in the West, and of course, being with the Murdoch University Melville women's football team. Of course, they play in the NPL women's competition over in WA. Because their season is getting underway this weekend. Because they play Subiaco on Sunday. And we've got four very special guests joining us right now to tell us a bit about in the lead up to their first game. Thanks all four for joining us.
No worries. Thanks for having
us.
I'll get each of you to introduce yourselves and tell us what's the pre-season like.
All right. Yeah, I'm Anna. Basically, pre-season's been going all right. We've had a few unlucky games, but I guess that's the whole point of preseason, try new things out. We've got a few players coming back from injury, couple extra players coming in, new players. So we're just sort of sorting out the squad now, but I think we'll be ready for the weekend anyway.
I'm Halal. Preseason's been pretty good. Working on our fitness, which has been fun with our assistant coach, Pep, putting us through a lot of running. So we should be good for Subi, hopefully the fastest team out there.
Yeah, and I'm Steve, head coach, and probably normal headaches for a head coach on selections, trying to recruit, contracts, kits, all those things. But yeah, the girls have had a good pre-season, and we're looking forward to starting this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm Ella. Unfortunately, I haven't done any preseason because I've got an Achilles tendinopathy. So just waiting to get that cleared up, and then I'll be straight in there. But excited to see how the girls go. In the first game this weekend, I'm sure they'll be ready to go.
I might as well stay with you, Ella, for this first question I'm going to ask you. So, firstly, when are you hoping to come back?
Well, hopefully, I'm hoping by a few weeks, hopefully a month, within the month. But it just, with these things, you really just got to wait for it to settle down and, to get then cleared by the physio to make sure there's no lingering there's no point rushing it back, because then I'll be back to square one where I am right now in a few months. So just really trying to take my time with it and get it right so I can hopefully play the rest of the season. And come back and help out where I can. So yeah, it's just really annoying and it's just a waiting game for now.
Okay, you've just pretty much answered my next question I'm going to ask, Ella, to you. How frustrating is it for you to not be there for the first game in regards to playing wise?
Yeah, it sucks, but not even just playing, just also being with the group, being around the girls and with Steve and being in that group environment and all being on the same page. It just sucks. Like I say it to people all the time, you just take it for granted when you are kind of fit and healthy, and as soon as you can't play or even just go for a jog, it's really really frustrating. But I got full confidence in the girls. They'll do a good job, and I'm sure Steve and Pep have been working them pretty hard. Sounds like it, so they'll be ready for Subi this weekend.
I'll ask the other three this question. So obviously losing Ella at least for about a month, by the sounds of that. I guess how has the team tried to adjust to that, and hopefully he's looking forward to having her back when she finally gets back on the field.
Yeah, of course. I've played with Ella before, back at Subi, and it was a great experience. I'm pretty excited to play with Ella again. It will just be a great asset to the team, and she knows a few players already, so she'll be able to just kind of slip into the squad and just fill it, really.
Yeah, I think last year we did struggle. Ella joined us towards the end of the season, and she was our saviour, if you like. She really helped us out towards the back end of the season. So the girls are really excited, as am I, that she's going to join us again this season. It's a shame that she's injured, but as we've spoken about, it's about getting her 100% fit and not bringing her back half cooked, and then she could be out for another 10 weeks type of thing. So whilst she's not there, it's a big loss for us, big shame, but we're really excited that she's part of the club again.
So how are you going to approach the game against Subiaco for the first game?
I think we'll go all right. I think we've result-wise, we obviously haven't done the best, but I think we're starting to get the structure of the team right. We're obviously missing a couple of players, but we've still got that depth in the squad to suit any players that are missing or we're just waiting to come back. So I think we'll do good. We're starting to figure stuff out. Obviously, that takes time, but I think we're finding our way.
Now, someone mentioned that someone used to play at Subiaco as well. So I have to ask, how strange is it going to be playing against your former team?
It's gonna feel pretty good if we kick their butts. I explain it.
What's a couple of the new players that you've got in the team this year?
Yeah, look, I think every year you lose players and you gain some more, and I think we've done really well recruitment-wise. Obviously, Ella's come back. Halla's joined us. Both Halla and Anna were overseas last year for part of the year, most of the year. So Anna was with us towards the back end of the season, but Halla's a newbie this year. Picked up Sadie Lawrence as well. She's an ex-Perth Glory girl, and Jamie Gibbons too. Tia Dunn's returning as another ex-Perth Glory girl. And aside from that, we've retained some of our good players too. Sophie Patience, Taylor Reid, those type of girls who have all come back ready for a new season. So I think we're a lot stronger this season than what we were last year. Last year for us it was brand new. It was a brand new squad, and we struggled throughout the season, but towards the end we really started to click. But I think this year we're certainly a lot stronger, and you can see that in the 21s as well. They're a lot stronger too. So there's some really great signs there, some great signings, and good to retain some of those existing girls too.
How good is to have the first game at home at the B-Stream Stadium at Murdoch?
Yeah, no, it's nice to be at home for your first game. I think we're home for the first three, which is really good. But I think the downside of the synthetics is a few of the girls are getting shin splints and sore knees and hips and that type of thing. So whilst it has its advantages, we've just recently moved on to grass for training just to give the girls a bit of a rest off of the hard surface. So, but yeah, we'll be training at Murdoch synthetics on Thursday night, ready for the weekend, just to get that feel and touch again.
The players, I need, be careful how you answer this question. Tell us a bit about your amazing coach, Steve.
Do I have to go now?
Ella, do you want to go first?
That's right. You guys go first.
Yeah, I'll go.
I haven't picked the team yet for the weekend. So.
Yeah, speak wisely.
Ella's playing.
Well, I had Steve as coach at Subi, and just the way he kind of relates to us is really helpful. Like if we're injured, he kind of takes that under consideration. And yes, he may need a strong team for a lineup, but if he'll kind of make sure that you're okay first before, which is helpful. And he's just kind of always there when you need someone to talk to after, like, let's say a 3-0 loss. That was really important to play. Yeah.
No, I agree with Holly as well. He's not just a coach, but he's good to person to have around as well. Like, he'll check up on you, make sure you're all good, even after the game, not just Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Like during the week, any issues, you can be comfortable to go to Steve and Pep as well. Both of them, like, they're great coaches to have. They're great experience in the game, great setup. Everything they do is, I've got no complaints.
Yeah, pretty much echo what the girls said as well. Like, I came under Steve last year, and I know he does a lot behind the scenes as well, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it. So, yeah, he's obviously a great coach, and like the girl said, a great person to have around, and on a one-on-one kind of term, like, he can really relate to you as a person and not just a coach. So, I think as a coach, that's an important element to have. And yeah, just, he's doing a lot of hard work pretty much nearly on his own this season. So yeah, he deserves a lot of credit to have the team where it is right now. And hopefully we can repay him with a good showing this season.
So Steve, tell us about how you managed to get these three amazing players. Obviously, all three have amazing credentials in their own right. But what have you noticed from the three that's really brought, I guess, experience and continuity within the team?
Yeah, I think it comes down to the coach or the person that I am very approachable, and I guess you build relationships. I like to treat girls as people, not players, and I think first and foremost that's the most important thing. And I don't know. I suppose the word gets around that, I'm not blowing a trumpet here, but Steve's quite personable, and he works well with the girls, and maybe that's the type of word that gets out. And I find that when I do speak to certain girls, that they're keen to come down and have a look. And I think you just got to build the squad from there. Because for me, it's more about the culture of the girls. You might have the best player in the world that wants to come and play for us, but if she's not got the right attitude or doesn't fit the culture, then you've really got to ask the questions. Well, is that the right fit for us? So I try and not mould the girls, but try and get the right team, I guess, of girls that I know will get on okay. I mean, there's always going to be issues and bits and pieces, but if I can get the girls together and we're all in the same direction, I think that's a good starting point.
So where did the love of the world game start for the four of you, and what does it mean now?
So yeah, basically it's a cliche story, but like wanted to do whatever my brother did. So I started training with his team when I was like 5. And then obviously my dad would always have the football on and, every night, every day. So, that's kind of where I really got into it and started playing with the boys. Since I was basically 5 years old. And however, my maths isn't very good, but however many years later, here I am now. So like football for me is a huge part of me. So, and I'm lucky enough to have played pretty much, for a long time. And so I count myself kind of lucky, and I'm sure the other girls who are young and coming through now, like things I would say to them is enjoy it, because time does go really quickly. So so I think I'm just in love with the game as I was when I was 5 years old. So it's just the world game. So it's the best.
For me, same. I grew up around family that loved football. Like everyone followed football. It was everything like we did on the weekend, and my family also ran a football club since I was born. So I've always been around football in that sort of environment, and so I've been playing since I was 6, haven't stopped, and just I don't think I would ever stop. Like, love the game. So so I've always been around it. So I think being brought up on it, and never lost the love for it. So
probably the same. Like my family is quite football. Like my mum played at a high level in the States. My granddad coached at a decent level in England, and then just kind of watching her train and then coming into playing it when I was like 5 or 6. And then I played with the boys for a bit. So then it just kind of just got more fun each year. And then here I am still playing.
And I think for me, probably similar to these guys, started playing at a very early age. I am from England, so that's the home of football, isn't it? So all the way through primary school, high school, I was playing for Watford under 15 boys when I was there. Then moved across to Australia, played some Premier League in Melbourne for many years, and then as I got older, I started playing Masters in WA, and then I gave up because my knees were hurting and the ankles were hurting, and now just got into coaching. And yes, it's that old cliche, you kick every ball of the girls, what they're doing, and you just love being in that environment. I think it's, the whole build up to games, it's the training sessions, and just being part of that, that environment is what keeps me going.
Now, Ella, I will start with you first on my next question. Actually, funny enough, I don't want to embarrass her on this one, but she was actually one of my first guests I've ever had on my show a couple of years ago. So,
no way, really? Wow.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, a couple of years ago now.
Oh, wow, nice.
that's what I was like, I don't think so.
Wait, hello or me, Ella?
Ella.
Okay. Yeah, that's
but I need to ask, obviously you've represented Matildas and obviously represent Australia in all forms. Is there one particular highlight or moment that stands out to you?
Hard question, but I would have to say obviously making my Matilda's debut, that's obviously probably the number one, or thing that you kind of strive for since you're playing as a kid. That's all you wanted to do back then. So that's probably a massive kind of tick off in my career. And I've been fortunate to have enough to be at some really good clubs and have some really good years. I would say Western Sydney Wanderers. We made the finals for the first year in the club's history when I was there, so that was pretty special. And we had a really just amazing squad. It was just a really, really probably one of the best seasons in my whole career. I'd have to say. So. I think probably them two will probably stand out as a couple of my favourites or my top moments. So, and winning things is always nice. So winning the championship and winning the league with Melbourne Victory was good too. So I've been lucky enough to have a couple of good stuff. So feeling grateful.
Now, Hella, obviously you played in England the last couple of seasons before you returned back to Australia. Tell us the clubs that you play for over there in England, and is there a highlight there?
Well, I played for a team called Halifax FC, and probably just being able to, probably one of my highlights would be being able to go to different parts of England, because I obviously didn't get to. That was my way of traveling around England and just kind of going with the girls. It kind of felt like a road trip down to Bunbury, but we were going to different parts of England. That's the best way to explain it.
Is it similar to going down to Bunbury?
No, it's a lot colder.
Now, you're also coaching the under-13s as well. What have you learnt from the 13s?
They've got some attitude.
Oh.
They're a lot taller than me, so I look like an under 13-year-old when I'm standing next to them. But while coaching them, it's nice to see that the new generation has more opportunities in like the girls' pathway. So I remember when I was 13, there wasn't many girl teams to join, so I was playing with boys, which it's not a bad thing, but it's just nice to kind of be like, oh, if you want to play with boys, you can play with boys, or you have the option to play with girls, which is mainly where all the friends are, which is good.
So, Anna, I need to ask you the similar question I just asked Helen a moment ago. So you must tell us what clubs that you play for over in England, and is there any particular highlights there?
I played for Newport Pagnell. So I wasn't there for too long, but it's a bit of like that as well. I was only there for a few months, but it's the traveling. It's like a different vibe. Like most of the teams at university here, it's quite like it's not more than like a 20-25 minute drive. Whereas like you get to see a bit around England. So I got to experience England also playing football as well. So I'd say that's probably the main highlight for myself.
Did you ever play against Hella?
Have I ever played against Hella? Only at training.
Training.
Now, of course, you got appointed captain as well. What does that mean to you?
Oh, obviously, it's an honour to be asked to be captain of the squad. Good bunch of girls, good coaching staff. So obviously, it's an honour to be asked to be captain, and obviously I'll bring as much as I can to the squad and be there for the girls when I can and try and bring everyone together and be one big team.
Now, Ella, I'll come back to you on this one as well. Of course, you played over in Europe as well. So tell us a couple of clubs that you played for down there and highlight there.
So I first went over to Europe to play for Bristol City in the WSL at the time. That was height of COVID, so that was 2020. And then after that season, I went to Lazio in Italy, in the Serie A. And then I moved to another Serie A team called Pomigliano, which was pretty much a women's only club that was playing in the top league. And that was based out in Naples or Napoli. And then from there, I then came back to Perth Glory for a season. And then actually we had a two-year contract with that, but then things kind of fell out. So then I went over to Austria, and that was really cool, playing and winning over there, and then getting to play Champions League. That was pretty awesome. And then I've just come back from half a season in Italy, back in Italy again in the Serie B, but because of my Achilles, so I'm back home in Perth. It was nice, nice. But yeah, Europe, living and playing in Europe, as you girls would know, is pretty cool and pretty special. So, but it's always home's always home. So yeah.
You mentioned obviously you played mainly most of your European journey in Italy. I guess for everyone down here who have no idea how fanatic football is in Italy in particular, and especially you mentioned about, you know, two of the major ones, as you mentioned, Lazio and Napoli. Tell us, I guess, how surreal is it to play in front of actual amazing football fans they do have in Italy?
As you could imagine, like football is life. People live and breathe it, from the young babies to the old grandmas or nonnas, as they're called. Like, it's just a different lifestyle, different culture. Like, it's just incredible. So everywhere you look and turn is football. You know, we'd walk through the streets of Rome going to travel day with our Lazio stuff up. We'll either get abused or we'll get, in a good way, we'll get abused or we'll get, you know, Forza Lazio or something. So yeah, it's special being over there for someone like us who loves football and lives and breathes it well. Like, it's just a whole different world over there, and I wish Australia was a bit more like that. Maybe one day, but yeah, just playing in football, and especially in Italy, in Europe, especially in Italy, it's just a whole different experience, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. And even in England as well, even though I was in there during COVID, like, it's still just, again, they live and breathe football. You know what I mean? You can hear people talking about it all around the streets. Go to a coffee store, everyone's talking about it, where, you know, things are a bit different here, but maybe one day we'll get there.
Yeah. What have all you learnt from each other on and off the field?
First, from Ella, she's a great football player. The way she moves the ball in the middle. I'm normally a 6. I've switched a bit to centre back this season, but I'm normally a 6. Obviously, Ella plays as a 6. So just to watch the way she can hold the ball, switch the ball, like her movement on and off the ball is obviously great to play with someone with especially that much experience and to learn from her. And off the pitch, she's a great character as well. She's quite funny. You didn't know?
Yeah.
So,
Trying to say I'm old and funny, so
you heard it here first.
that's why.
I agree with that. I actually agree with that.
Other on and off the pitch, great person to be around, very positive, always pushing the girls, but she's also there to have a chat after training, have a bit of a laugh. And she's a great football player as well. She's been playing in the middle for us. I think she started off as a winger or right back, full back, sort of on the right. Now she's come to help out in the midfield while we sort of sort our squad out. But I think she's done a great job in that middle, and it's good to watch her play and play basically alongside her. She's just in front of me, so I've enjoyed. Obviously, I played with her last season. And can't wait for her to get back, and obviously I'm enjoying playing with her as well.
It's kind of similar, but having behind me is kind of relaxing because obviously you don't have eyes in the back of your head, so you can't really like see what's happening. But she has a better view than I do, so she kind of tells me where to go without having to tell me where to go. And she's just always positive, and it's what you need in the captain, which is always like, even if we're down a goal, she's like, "Come on, team, keep going, you're doing great," which is great. And then I haven't played with Ella in a while, like probably 2 years, I think. But when I did, it was just very motivational. She's so calm on the ball, which is great to see, and I hope to learn more from Ella.
Well, thank you. But yeah, so yeah, I'm really excited to play with Anna and Hala again. Hala, I have brief memories of you being obviously super young and a great player with a great lots of potential. So I'm excited to see how you go with us this year. I'm sure you'll do great. And Anna, another technical player. And it's exciting. I'm excited for her to be named captain as well. So that's a really good step for her, and I'm sure she'll do great. She has great just natural leadership qualities anyway. So she leads by example on the field. And I'm sure like she'll bring a lot of stability in the back. And how do you feel about going back to centre back, Anna? Like, how do you feel about that? I feel bad.
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I normally like the 6 because like I like the vision of the park because I like to play the switch. I like to be able to play across the make the switch play like that. But I kind of enjoy playing centre back because you have full vision of everything, and to have when everyone comes back and if Ella's a 6, it's all right. Less work for us still, I hope.
Are you listening, Steve? It's like a hint to you.
I am listening.
But yeah, so yeah, really excited to play a game with the girls, and same with Esther too. Unfortunately, Esther was injured last season when I come, so I'm excited for her to see her, to play with her for the first time, basically. But yeah, it'd be good to see.
Steve's
You're captain, mate. You're captain now.
That Esther, when I came obviously during towards the end of last season, so I didn't get a chance to play with Esther. I've only just played maybe a couple of games there. She's obviously been out injured, but when I first came down to Melville, she was the first person to come speak to me, have a chat with me. Always like they're very positive vibes, and she's a great player to have in the team because she's great on and off the field. Like she's always there for the girls and that. So obviously, I played maybe a couple of games with Esther this season, so I'm just looking forward for her to come back and play a bit more game time with her because I think she's a great player and a great person to have in the squad as well.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Same with me. Esther was the friendly face that I got to know in the team. And then when you started playing, played together, had a couple games in the middle together, it was just nice to have someone that I didn't have to keep scanning to see she was there. She was just kind of already there. And it was just really, yeah, I don't really know how to finish my sentences once I finish.
Well, I've pretty much been off the field, so I can speak a lot to that. I've really enjoyed getting to know all of them. And each player brings their own little bits of their personality and the things that they bring to the game as well. Hella brings a lot of energy. She's always very boppy, ready to go, even when she's been injured as well. I've really enjoyed playing sort of in the middle with her a few times during practice games and whatnot when I have been playing. So that's been good. And it's been a pretty new team as well. So Hella's just joined us pretty recently, and then Anna was at the back of last year as well. So I haven't got to play too much with Anna yet as well, but I think incredible kind of confidence on the field, I think, and knows how to articulate what she wants, which is what you need from the back. It's very important to have a very vocal kind of confident centre back as well. And then haven't had a chance to play with Ella, but the name speaks for itself. Very brings a lot of maturity and a lot of experience to the game, and I think she brings a very calming presence when she plays because we have a lot of trust and confidence in her. So I'm looking forward to, fingers crossed, coming back to playing at some point, and then playing together with all three of them would be great.
So obviously you've just come off a ankle injury yourself last season.
Yeah.
So when are you hoping to come back? I'm assuming you're back this week, or hoping to be back this week.
Yeah, it's nothing. So I've just got a bit of a niggle, more kind of adjustment, I think, back to increasing my load with football. But my previous ankle injuries proved pretty well, so that's not really too much of a bother this year. But yeah, just a bit of a niggle, just a bit of tendon issues similar to Ella, things that aren't chronic per se. I think they just need a little bit of time to rest and recover and heal. And then, so I'm just not pushing it. I think as Steve kind of mentions to me, like it's a long season. And so, I've had enough injuries to know that prematurely returning back is never a good thing. And it's good to take your time, let your body heal. And I'm enjoying kind of the process of, I think when you've had enough injuries mentally, it's a good challenge, and it's a good test of your ego as well, because it's about what can you do for the team, what can you offer and bring when you can't physically play or get the endorphins of the high out of at a game time. But I think it's been a really good experience, kind of having relationship building off the field. Like if other girls are intermittently injured throughout the season, I found last year was really helpful to be off because I could chat to them, I could hear their stories, get to know them a bit better than when you've got adrenaline rushing through you on a field, or you're really fatigued and puffed after training, you don't have that same energy. So I've enjoyed and kind of just trusted the process from that point of view. I'm not putting too much stress or expectation on myself, but hopefully, I'll be back pretty soon.
Okay, I'm going to do a 2-part question for you, and then we'll bring everyone back for the last couple of questions. which is for you, Esther. Where did the love of football start for you, and what does it mean now? And then the second part, which the other players have already answered this, how special is that Steve is your coach?
Yeah, cool. I've got on my little badge, that's I love football. I started playing when I was 8, and it was I was forced into it actually, because back in New Zealand you had to play a winter sport, and all of my options were taken, so I had to settle for soccer, which was fine. And then I ended up loving it, and then never stopped playing really. Moved across to Australia and then played throughout primary school and high school as well. So I think what I enjoyed was it's a pretty simple sport to understand and to learn. So it means it's accessible to everyone. And, when you're playing as a junior, the uptake for the sport wasn't particularly high. So, you're pretty much the only female in your male-dominated team most of the time. And that was the trend all the way up until, I think, Ollie Roos, or, when I was 12, 13. So it was a sport that you could get good at and you could compete with, because, there's of course the strength and the speed, but there's also a lot of technical skill and whatnot. And it's easy to learn, but there's so much scope to just get better and better at, which is what I enjoy the most. And then in terms of having Steve as a coach, I've known Steve for quite a while. So back in 2020, which was the year that I think Fremantle won the league for the women's, I think it was under 23s at that time, or the reserves. I got injured that year as well, so I didn't actually get to enjoy that win. This is the theme, as you can tell. But I've known Steve through that, and throughout the course of that time, Steve's been a very consistent and reliable coach, which I think is really important. He's been very caring, very invested in his players, and invested into the development of us. And he's passionate, he cares, but he never ever disrespects us, never treats us poorly. And I think you assume that's the expectation, but you look around and that's definitely not the case for a lot of clubs. I think Steve's obviously pushes us and drives for the best in us, and respect and honor and the way we play and treat others. But at the same time, he really values us as individual players, make sure to check in on how we're feeling, acknowledges our concerns, and is very open to taking that on board and then changing plans, changing formations and whatnot from that. So I think has a lot of humility, but has also a lot of knowledge there. And so I've definitely learned a lot from Steve, and I'm sure a lot of the other girls have too.
Bring the rest of you back on this next question. It's a lighthearted question to finish off, which is who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer? I think we might have established one of these answers.
Esther, you've been there longest out of all of us. You
Well, I actually, I'm going to say, you know what? In terms of comedian, Ella's not been there a huge amount, but I will say this. I have a very clear memory in my head from last year where we had pizza, and all I remember is Ella's got the pizza, started dancing because she was starting to eat the pizza, sat on the physio desk, and it just fell to the floor, and her legs have just gone up.
That's right.
That was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. I couldn't stop laughing. That made me laugh. So I reckon Ella's definitely up there in terms of a bit of a comedian and a bit of a dancer before her fall, but that was good.
That was my happy pizza dance because I was eating pizza. That's why I was happy. That's funny. I remember that.
I think we all.
Yeah, I reckon Esther's got probably. I mean, Anna, you've been there now a long time. What do you reckon?
What was it? Best singer and what? Comedian.
Dancer.
Comedian. I'll give to Ella. You can have the comedian.
Yeah.
Best singer. Tia Dunn.
Ah.
Get on the mic and she'll give you a good performance. And best dancer.
I'd say Gabby.
Oh, Gabby's singing. Oh, yeah, she's the best dancer.
Do either of you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
Not really. Nah.
I have to put everything on my right side on first. So my right sock, my right shin pad, my right shoe, and then go to my left side. I don't know if that's like substitution. It's just how I've always done it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, my habit is just to put everything on the right first, so like right shoe, right left shoe, or right sock, right. Like I think that's just habit though.
Your left shoe on your right foot.
What?
You're putting your left shoe on your right foot.
Probably just always arrive at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the arrival time, just because I always have bad luck with traffic lights. So I go around 10 to 15 minutes early. So if I am late, I'm on time.
I'm probably the opposite. It was always left side on first.
Ah.
And I would never do my boots up until we were actually walking out the changing door.
Interesting. What about now as coach though?
As a coach?
As a coach, you have or not?
A glass of red wine and picking the 10 minutes.
Love it.
Nice, refreshing glass of red.
Nice.
So,
do you have one, Esther?
No, I'm usually just struggling to make sure I've got the right kit on, to be honest. I think I rocked up to a night series game with my shorts on back to front, which Steve noted. So
there's your embarrassing moment.
That's a stand. Yeah, I just need to make sure I've got the right kit and that it's on the right way. But no, I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I just listen to some good music on the drive, and then listen to some bad music in the change room.
Shots fired.
No, I'm just kidding. Jokes. But no, I feel like most of the hype comes from being in the change rooms, to be honest. So I kind of don't do too much at home, but it's nice being in that environment in the lead up to a game.
What is the pre-game pump-up song for the team or for yourselves individually?
I don't think we found the team one yet. We've sent a link in so everyone can add whatever the song is. We need to find our team one. Individual.
Anything I can really sing along to in the car before I rock up to the girls.
Yeah. I don't know. I like old school stuff, but then also like house music or just bangers. Just depends who and what song that is. Could be Tina Turner, could be Fisher. I've got a really open, wild array of music tastes. So it just depends what gets me pumped. Upbeat though, obviously. Yeah.
Esther?
Bit of Kanye.
Ooh.
Bit of Kanye. That was very
Kanye. It's my usual go-to. And then I don't know. I think so. That's probably something loud and something boppy and something you can just like instant do. I think in the car is my go.
Okay, we'll finish with this two-part question. Now, the first part, Hella, you mentioned before that obviously you seem to run into red lights on the way to games. Is that just normal for you, or does everyone else in your team find it strange that you keep running to red lights on your way to games?
I think that's just me. I just have really bad luck with lights. I've had once where I've went all the way home and I've gotten green lights the whole way. That was probably a good day.
Second part of the question, does anyone have any good nicknames in the team we should know about to finish off?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have any nicknames yet.
We've got like the shorter nicknames for like TR, we've got T, Tiani, we've got T, Gabs, Gabs for Gabriella, but nothing like, not yet anyway.
Esther's got one that Pep calls her.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand it, but I've gone with it.
What is it?
He keeps calling me Pitbull.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this one.
Yeah, I think I understand, but then sometimes I don't understand. It's just one of those enigmas, I suppose. I think it's, I like to think I've got that dog, so I assume that's what he means. But I'm like, they're also quite dangerous. So I'm not sure if it's a positive or a negative thing, but I take it.
Speaking of people,
My language.
Okay.
that was Esther.
Yeah, sorry guys, that was me.
Well, all five of you, thank you so much for getting up so much time to join us. Obviously, best of luck at your first game against Subiaco this Sunday. Let's hope you get off to a fantastic start at home, and hopefully I'm hoping to be over there in Perth. I did mention a couple of times I'm going to eventually come over there. But hopefully all goes well, and I'll let you know when I come over to Perth, hopefully sometime this year.
All right, thanks for having us.
Thanks so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you. Thanks, Ella. Thanks, Esther.
Thanks, guys.
No worries. And of course, you want to get involved with the amazing team, of course, so we'll put all the details up. Their first game, as I said, this Sunday at home. They're at B-Stream Stadium at Murdoch. There's more on the Smash Sports Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 50th year celebration.